unexpected. We weren't expecting you to come straight back to me, but nevertheless, this is the pre-match for game number 1 of the day here at ESL One Katowice. You've joined us at the perfect time as well, because two phenomenal teams, world-class teams, teams that have won the international, go head-to-head. Although it has to be said, these two teams are at different ends of the scale when it comes to form. First up, Team Secret. Let's find out from them how their journey was through 2018 into 19.
Team Secret have risen from mediocrity to total domination like a phoenix from the ashes. Their unremarkable results last year were completely turned around by the addition of Dota stars Nisha and Zai, and as such, they come into Katowice having won first place at ESL One Hamburg in late 2018 and the Chongqing Major last month. The high-level gameplay you'd expect from such a roster, combined with Puppey's legendary drafting skills, creates a force to be reckoned with. There's no doubt Team Secret has what it takes to win Katowice, but with competition from other hard-hitting teams, they'll have to be careful if they're to maintain their impressive streak.
Yeah, the impressive Team Secret already qualified for the international. What do they have to play for? Just having a bit of fun, aren't they?
I don't think so.
I don't think so too. I don't think Puppey lets them just have fun. They want to win every tournament they go to, don't they?
I think this year more so. I think last year they may have shut it down for a little while, but
they were traveling a lot last year, though. It has to be. I know.
Everybody was traveling a lot.
I know they were, but I spoke to Matt a little bit mid-season, and he said they're so dead right now.
Right.
They're literally flying all the time to the next. I haven't got any time to practice. I haven't got any time to chill out. It's just one thing after another. And
but
I know a lot of teams
though,
struggle with that.
There are a lot fewer events this year, but you still are back to playing the next major qualifiers a week after the
finals. But at least you're home.
True.
Yeah.
True.
A little bit of time at home. Kyle? They're still motivated, aren't they?
Yeah.
They still want to win titles.
I think more importantly, they're still on top. I don't think the Secret of last year was ever really going to threaten to win a TI. Like
they started well, didn't they? And then they
they
dived down, though, didn't they, Alan? They dropped off throughout the season. They got worse as the season.
Well, this is why I'm kind of really focused on this tournament for them. I know it's not a major this year, but you look at last year and just how important, in retrospect, I think that fall was for them, where they have this great epic series against Fnatic, have the game of the tournament, lose in the last game of the groups, and then get bounced out by Liquid immediately in the quarterfinals. That kind of was the beginning where we started. We were talking about Secret as the best team in Dota last January.
No, we weren't.
Yes, we... Okay.
I wasn't.
I
was
hosted
playing.
the major, dude.
I understand, but you might have been talking about it, but it doesn't make you right. Like,
I mean, they beat everybody, dude.
Yeah, but they were not consistent enough. Like, the scrims were not going in the way you would expect. VP, all right, as to put it in perspective, like, there was a time last year I was talking with Ramses, and he was joking about how they were boot camping and couldn't lose. Like, they would play, they would, like, goof off, you know, they would rotate drafters, like, in draft, they'd be drinking sometimes and still win every game. That's domination. That's the best team in the world.
Yeah, either.
Neither did Secret.
Wow.
But point is, they just didn't have the talent. They didn't have the composition that was going to win TI. And yeah, this was the first event that I wouldn't even say got exposed at, because Fnatic was a solid team. But there wasn't, like, Puppey has been playing Dota for 15 years. This didn't break him. He was like, oh shit, we lost that tournament in February. I guess it's over now. That's not how it goes.
Never did I say it was, but
That's what you implied. You said this was the turning point. This was their fall.
You're Captain Hindsight right now, man.
I love these two. I'm a fan right now. I'm just sitting here enjoying the show. But we should move on. We should move on to the opponents of Team Secret, and they are, of course, the reigning TI champions. But they haven't had it all their own way since TI. Let's find out of OG.
OG, the reigning international grand champions. They've been dominating the Dota 2 scene ever since their inception, but the loss of Anna from their current roster has dealt a serious blow to the team dynamic. Ever since Anna was temporarily replaced, the OG squad have struggled to compete and have underperformed at most events since their international win last year. No-Tail will be hoping that the promising Russian ILTW will quickly adapt to his new team and start earning his place among some of the greatest Dota players in history. If OG can get past this bump in the road, then they may just have a shot at returning to glory.
As OG, these two are still going off against each other, so I'm going to give them a bit more time. Instead, we're going to go over to Shiva, who is with Seb right now to get his thoughts ahead of the match.
Okay, hi. I'm standing here with Sebastian, or Seb, from OG. I mean, do I really need to introduce you?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, maybe some people still know you by fucking Matt, so that would be a little bit, you know, now they know it's Seb.
Yeah, it's Seb. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it's Seb now.
All right, so I'm actually very interested to know what you guys think of the fresh patch coming out and how you prepared coming into this mostly revolving around that new patch.
I think we're enjoying this patch much more than the last one. I think last one or at least I can speak for myself. Like, I didn't enjoy last one for sure. I don't think as a team we really had a good a good idea. I think this one we're enjoying much more. I think it's really fun to play right now. A lot of heroes are viable. It's usually what I'm looking for in a patch, like when you can play a lot of different heroes.
And is there anything of this the B patch that you feel like was missing, like a hero that, oh, I really was expecting that to be changed?
No, I'm pretty happy with it overall, I would say. No, actually, I'm pretty happy. I think I got the nerfs that I was looking for. Yeah, some buffs, maybe. I mean, they hit, I'm a Magnus fan, they hit Mag pretty hard, but besides that, I'm pretty happy.
All right, and my final question is about ILTW. He's playing with you for quite a while now. Talk to me a little bit about him, because he's still registered as a stand-in officially, I think, but what can you say about him?
I mean, he's a great player and great person also to have around. He works really hard, he's extremely talented, he has the perfect mindset to become, like, if he's not already, but I mean to keep improving, you know, and become the best. Like, he's very open-minded, very hardworking. It's all you can ask. He's giving us everything we could wish for from, you know, an additional player. So we're really happy with him, and you know, we're getting stronger every day. Hopefully we're strong enough for this tournament now, and if it's not, it's just a matter of time. But really happy with how things are right now.
All right, well, can't wait to watch you guys play. Good luck in the tournament, and yeah, have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Thank you to Seb as well. It's interesting, isn't it, what he said? It feels like they're getting stronger. I didn't get that sense from the team that he was fitting in necessarily. We don't know, because we're not there all the time. We don't know what's going on internally and whether the communication is good and what have you. But he seems convinced that it's the right player for them.
And you never really do know. I still remember Kyle and I went out to dinner on our first night in Vancouver. Do you remember this? We ran into OG. And I remember walking by them. They were eating dinner. We didn't want to interrupt, but we said hi. And I kind of said to them, I was like, you know, I think you guys are pretty good. Do you have a sense of how good you're going to be in this tournament? And Seb looked at me and just said, we'll tell you tomorrow. Day before groups.
Yeah. And I walked away.
I think that's where they're at right now.
What was Kyle's reaction?
We walked past, we went and sat down. I was like, they're not going to fucking win.
Yes, he did, actually.
That's exactly, yeah. Which, you know, maybe that was the best thing I could have done for them.
Yeah,
you know, I put on the reverse curse.
Yeah,
so
I like it.
That was like, yeah. But anyway, I look at the way they've been drafting, and I think that No-Tail, this series in general, can we talk about the series as a matchup? It's all about these 5 positions. Like, good teams play Chen, Furion, Enchantress, Wisp on support. Like, that's it. Fact. The end. Coddle was in that list too, but after the change to the no longer overlap.
I think Elder Titan should be on that. Was Elder Titan in that
but
list?
I'm talking like 5 positions.
Oh,
like,
5
ET
positions.
is more of a 4 in my eyes, but
it was
specifically these minion-based lane dominators that control creeps, and now Chen, of course.
Would you like to know the top 5 of Puppey and No-Tail?
The last month.
Last month.
Chen, Ench, Furion, possibly Brew.
Puppey's played some Shadow.
Lich for sure.
Puppey has played Sven, Most, Chen, Bane, Undying, Lich, and Grimstroke.
Okay.
No-Tail has played Prophet, Kotl, Enchantress, Chen, Oracle, and Lich.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much what we'd expect them to be playing today, right? This isn't going to change. The patch isn't going to change anything, do you think? Or does it? Because I know that you've got some things about Bane that you want to talk about as well, so we can bring that in maybe.
Not really. It's just the memes.
A little bit.
My stat memes.
It's not going to make any difference to the pick rate, that's for sure.
That is one thing I always love Valve for, is that they
They respect the memes.
Like vacuum, you know, going from 28 to 28.0 seconds. I appreciate that. It's a little
Shadow Team getting one bonus armor.
You know. And you know they care about the game because they're actually fans of the game.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they're nerds just like we are.
Yeah. I like it. Was there anything else in the patch? Because Seb obviously talked about the patch. He was quite happy. I mean, he said it might have been a few more nerfs and maybe not killed Magnus quite so hard because he likes Magnus. But other than that, he was relatively, and he's quite critical. He's quite one of those vocal players out there. I hear him often. He say, "Why has this been nerfed? And why has this been patched? And I don't want this to be buffed." And this time around, he's actually like, "Yeah, it's okay."
I mean, I think the biggest thing for OG in this patch is that the tempo of the game has slowed considerably, right? I think they really struggled in that previous patch when you had, you know, average game times shy of 34 minutes at a lot of these tournaments. And OG, when they've won their majors, not to belabor a tired point, but they've won them behind these Naga Alchemists, these rather greedy strategies. You just couldn't do that in the last patch.
Do you think this suits them better?
I do. I think Midas being an item is good for them.
It's also been nerfed a little bit.
I don't think the thing is I don't think 20 gold does anything. I think Midas right now is much more about the XP.
Right.
Yes, but it's also just because Battle Fury was nerfed so hard that you don't have any other real accelerating item. That's
so you're expecting a lot of Midas
even post nerf. Yes, for sure. Even after the change, it's core on heroes like CK Ursa. Any of these strength 1,
maybe OD.
Heroes without a built-in farming mechanic, the ability to spend mana to kill creep waves, need to buy Midas or they will fall off. It's just kind of the way it goes.
The OD, the Chaos Knight ban is interesting because I wondered about his low-level Chaos Strike lifesteal got nerfed considerably from 40% to 25%, and that, to me, it makes him much less self-sustaining potentially as an offlaner, which is where we saw him come back into the meta, especially with NIP in the previous
It's also
patch.
mid-one's most played in the last 30 days.
Wait, Chaos Knight?
Yeah, OD.
OD, okay. There it is. Okay, I think Coddle, with the nerf to Will-O-Wisp, has fallen out of this sort of S-tier late game support status. You can no longer get Refresher or get Shard and stack the pulses on those Will-O-Wisps to offset each other.
It's interesting that this is the first pick as well for OG because they play it slightly differently. They tend to put it on Notal as a 5, whereas Yapsor is normally the cold player when they play it for Secret as a 4. So slightly different the way that they play it.
Yeah, I think that it's better as a 5 after the changes, just because the 4 position.
Do you think it's better though that Puppy would now play it then?
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it was about, you know, you'd get Force or Glimmer and then just rush Refresher, and hitting that timing early enough meant that Roche fights were just a breeze. You actually couldn't lose Roche fights with double Coddle ult, so.
And there's so many, I mean, not just Roche fights, right? There are so many with the map changes than previous patches. There's so many more choke points, it feels like, around the map right now.
If you want to talk about comfort, there's a comfort pick if ever we saw one.
Oh, baby.
Most played hero of all time and most played over the last month as well.
The most successful player-hero combination.
Do you like the bans from Secret, by the way? Did we talk about those already? But Fury and Shen Ench.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Take it out.
All no-tails. All no-tails. Top 3 most played.
And that right there also is one of the issues that OG face right now, which is similar to Alliance in that when they have their comfort picks, they have so many ways they can go, right? But they build around this no-tail hero, and you remove the 3 best ones from him, and they don't have the same power.
Yeah, and the weird thing is the Coddle is in there, which they know he's going to get
I just
picked on, I guess, in the next ban phase, so they just get it out now.
You have that's just what you open with. If your first pick, you take your 5 because it's the what is it, the foundation of your draft.
Okay.
There's no way to play around.
Do we know this is a mid-1 Kunkka, or is there flex value still in Kunkka at all?
Zai can play it.
Okay.
And a Puppy could play it. So definitely still flex.
Okay.
I like that they pick it here though, because Secret had been traditionally only like 4th or 5th picking Kunkka, and it was always mid, right?
Yes.
But because
that's why I asked you that
there were times they would take it as first pick and leave it open, and then if someone counterpicked it mid, like they put an Ember Spirit there, they'd swap it around and make a Puppy play it. But it's good enough of a hero concept, especially for this team, that I like that they're gonna now.
So you think Kunkka is value? You think Kunkka has flex value in this patch as a 3 or a 5? Do you think that that's true for all teams, or is that just
Secret?
Just
Secret.
Okay.
There's no other team I don't think that'll be playing offlane Kunkka, but I'm sure Zai would be willing to play it if the circumstances.
Well, there's your counter pick mid.
Yeah, I don't think he goes mid against Monkey King anymore.
Yep. And now that's where the flex value question.
By the way, they've also. I mean, I think they could leave Kunkka on the mid. Could leave mid 1 on the Kunkka, but move him in the lane.
That's true.
They could play him in the off lane because they have done a little bit of that recently as well.
I don't like that as much.
I agree.
I think you do some. I would really hope, especially after the Nyx gets banned out, like Invoker starts to look real juicy in this game. I love Invoker against Coddle Monkey King because they're heroes with, like, they don't really have actual catch, and Invoker they want to fight in these areas, and Invoker just offers so much peel and just anti-team fight combo break.
Right. No, he can fight into with his spell combos. He can fight into these choke points and disrupt the timing of that sort of team fight ulti.
Oh, and I thought it was, remember, so going back to the minor qualifiers, right? OG in that third game against Alliance, they actually early picked Invoker, and then Jarex played it.
Support, yeah.
And they won the game in 20 minutes.
The support Invoker.
But that's all the Chen factor, though. I think if you're OG, you could consider Troll.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about, that game in the qualifiers. Yeah. That's what they ran, right?
Yeah, Troll and Ember.
Right, they ran Troll and Monkey with the Invoker.
Yeah, they like Monkey King a lot though, just because it's flexible. They can play it on both their 1 and 2, and a lot of their other preferred core heroes synergize well with it. Notably, Ember, Jug, Troll, Void.
There's your Ember Spirit.
I like it.
And so now I think the flex value question is answered in the affirmative, because I don't think you draft Ember Spirit here if you knew that Kunkka was your mid.
Yep, I agree. I think it might just be a puppy Kunkka. He loves those strength heroes.
Yep.
I think it just works here.
Tank up super early.
Yeah. And
that still works in this patch.
I love Ember against Monkey Coddle. Like, you lose the lane to Monkey King, but you have so much map mobility. Like, you stun Monkey King for 4 seconds after the talent. He just sits there and feeds, and you just bait out his cooldown, kite around it. Surprised Lifestealer made it this far in the draft.
I'm sort of surprised, but then again, I don't think with what Secret is showing, if this isn't going to be a support Kunkka, like, I don't think Nyx is going to have time to go anything like Midas Radiance in this.
It's been almost 2 years since Puppy played a Kunkka in an official match, by the way, but he does have 10 games on him.
Look at that face. He's smirking right now. Yeah. He's having way too much fun for me to be confident.
It's Puppy drafting. Come on.
True.
Of course. He looks like that regardless.
And when was the last time, Paul, you said?
2017.
Really?
April 2017, almost 2 years ago since he played. He has got 10 games, professional games on Kunkka. I tell you who has more games on Kunkka though than he does, and that's Zai, who has 30.
Zai's a good Kunkka.
And he has played it in the last... Weirdly, it's also 2 years since he played Kunkka as well in the offlane, but he has got 1 game, and it was in ESL One Katowice.
I was going to say, I was pretty sure...
Against VP.
Yeah. Did they win that game?
No, they lost it.
Oh.
No.
Well,
I remember that game. That's the thing. We're talking a lot about this loaded Secret roster. I don't think we're talking enough about Zai. I thought he was the MVP at Chongqing, and I don't think it was particularly close.
Yeah, he won, right? He won the MVP? Was there an MVP?
I don't think we gave. We didn't give out an MVP.
I think he was definitely up
It's
there.
kind of crazy. Like, Zai's always just been a good dude as well. Like, he's one of the Han refugees from way back in the day. I remember for his
Han,
first.
Right?
We were talking about. I went to the gym with Sunbi, Blitz, and Zai yesterday, and we were reminiscing because there's this photo of Zai at like 14, like doing this like finger, like he has this long curly hair. He was like 5'5".
I remember the long blonde curly hair.
Then there was like a 2 LAN period, and all of a sudden he was like 6 foot, or 183 centimeters for your European audience.
What are we doing here with this OG pick though? I mean, so we got 3 melee heroes. We have no natural.
It's
Monkey
Starter
King has
Lifestealer.
some natural mobility.
Starter Life.
Everything comes in cycles.
Starter Lifestealer, but sure. But with what Secret already has on board, doesn't Starter need a Blink Dagger to do anything in this game? And I mean, Blink first reliant heroes have played so badly in the last couple patches.
I think they're fine. It's just that if you don't have non-blink required initiation tools in addition to your hero,
do they?
You're putting
I don't think if Monkey King's a farming core, I don't think he can play that.
It's a lot of single target, and you have the.
I would point out that Jarex plays a lot of Monkey King as a 4. So they may have already thought. I already thought that Seb would have seen this Kunkka and gone, yeah, they're baiting us, thinking it's mid. We'll pick a Monkey King, which is good against the Kunkka, but they'll think we're going to play Monkey King mid, and we're not. So they bait each other.
You have to be careful not to out.
I think that's next level mind games. I'm telling you right now, Monkey King's going to be Jerax.
I mean, that could be correct, but I don't think it's as bad.
They're left with the mid. They're left with the mid to pick.
Yeah, you can. Even ILTW is confused.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this world I'm in right now with 7?
Okay, wait a minute.
Puppy drafting.
If Paul's theory is correct, if they're left with a mid to pick, it's surely Quaswax Invoker against an Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
Like so we'll see, because I think if OG is left with a mid to pick, it's a
and they banned a Drow, so they think that they think that Monkey King is a Jerax Monkey King as well.
It could also be a support Slardar. Like we just don't really know.
I think
they banned the Drow because they thought that was going to be Thompson's hero.
Roles really don't matter as much as they used to. It's about hero compositions.
Yep.
Like I look at drafts like the roles don't matter. You can pick these super high value heroes like Kunkka, like Brew, and just make them your 5 just because they're just so good to have in a draft.
They matter, but the ideal farm distributions now are so much flatter.
Yeah.
So you're right. There's so much less.
This could be a double bluff, by the way. So they pick Kunkka, make OG think
we're going way too deep.
No.
I'm worried,
OG think that it's a bluff, so they do the Monkey King.
But that's what I'm worried that OG are doing. I'm worried that they're trying this mind game, and they end up with a set of 4 heroes that doesn't play that well
Maybe
against
they're
the 4
just
heroes.
drafting. What are you guys talking about?
That's what I'm talking about, Kyle. Anyway.
What? No, see, look at Seb's face. He knows this is a mind game. He knows.
The whole Kunkka baited Monkey King, that relationship isn't even that bad.
Bring it on.
They play into each other. And
if this proves to be true, you're hosting the next segment, and
Red, he's kind of right.
But even if it's a support Monkey King, the causation does not imply correlation or other way around.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Hello. What have you been watching The Matrix of the weekend?
Troll gets banned.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Wow. What do you
There
know?
you go.
Just an oracle. It's crazy. It was all of that fill just for them to take a support, and what do you know? It's actually the Thompson Monkey King. I never would have expected that, Paul. Maybe you should sit on that side of the desk.
See, that's why I'm here and you're there.
Thank
you. They pay you the big bucks.
Well, that was a softball. Okay.
I'm just being gentle, Kyle, at the start of the first day. That's all.
Okay. I appreciate it.
If that had come in the other way around, we were so screwed.
Love that.
Oh, that's so good. All
that's
right.
the Jeej.
Well, that's
so
now Lifestealer has to
pick a hero to win a game.
Yes.
Right. Well, Lifestealer has to go rating against PL, and I just don't think he's
the problem is, you have no actual kill potential on this PL. So the thing is, you have a window. OG can win the game once the Slaughter Lifestealer get like level 20 plus, and all of a sudden, sure, PL, you still have PL problems.
This is back to Alan's point of the later it goes, the better it is for OG.
Sort of, but the thing is, PL is going to be like that item ahead and have like the win condition on lock, and you're literally your late game comes in when he's 6 slotted, and now you're catching up. But
I'm going to go back to one point though. How does OG make plays without a Blink Dagger and Slaughter?
Yeah, you can't kill PL. It's already hard enough to kill Ember. You have the utility now of Kunkka Xing people back to base, like come back to the lane full HP.
All right,
so your mobility.
Because we're running out of time.
Oh, Secret's going to win, and they're going to abuse your mobility, and it's going to be really nice.
Mobility, Secret.
Secret for both of these two reprobates on the panel. Time to head to another couple of very interested parties who I'm sure are dying to bring you the opening game of ESL One Katowice, gents.
Yeah, we're massively looking forward to this one. And Red, I gotta say, like, you've started off ESL One really, really well because you got both Nahaz and Kyle to wrap up quickly. How?
I just tell them to shut up, mate. That's all I'm doing. I'm like, like Shiva's like the headmistress. I'm the headmaster.
Yeah, you really put the dumb in Dumbledore.
Oh, yeah.
Gents, it's all yours. Take it away, please.
Oh, I'm loving the spice that Kyle's got today.
Salty, too, over there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if, I am honestly not sure if Kyle and Alan are going to survive the weekend together.
Yeah, they got another panel later on. Like, I think tomorrow they got another panel. So, hey, tune in for that panel. Why watch anything else?
Watch Murder Live.
You watch the bloodbath here at ESL One, but it's not inside the cave. It's over on the panel. But let's actually look at the game, Cap. The panel was bouncing a little bit. And what a surprise they're saying Secret has a good draft. PL's always going to be an item ahead. How do you feel?
I'll be honest, I couldn't quite follow the mind games that that both Alan and Paul were going down there. They were going to some deep stuff, but the only real mind games was Kunkka was picked up. We chose a Monkey King. All right, we're going to swerve that. We're going to have Kunkka now be a 3 position. Ember Spirit's going to go mid. Honestly, Kunkka feels like a strong enough hero right now that you can...
30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
Maybe for you.
Hey,
I'm back too. I'm
You're
back too.
Sorry, I kind of want to drag Cap back because I'm sitting here and I got to have the wonderful spiel of Cap.
I just kept analyzing just in case it was going out. I had no idea.
He broke the game down absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I predicted every single movement that's going to happen in 40 minutes. The problem is, Toby, that's like a superpower that you can only use once. Yeah. So I can't repeat it, unfortunately.
Damn it. Summary, Lifesteal against Radiance, and good luck to him.
Yeah, the problem is going to be this last pick, Phantom Lancer, right? Secret did a great job with this last pick. Lifestealer very likely is going to have to go Radiance to try and deal with this. They still have like a really solid duo in Lifestealer Slardar. I do like the fact that they dodged. They have the Phantom Lancer not matched into the Slardar lane. Slardar is really tough to lane against. If you can actually enable him, which is what OG's doing here with this Oracle in this lane, he applies so much pressure to melee cores because of his bash. It's just like, it's very much like Chaos Knight, where you're just like, I know that I can right-click you and you can't do anything about it. I know I can attack you and you can't fight me back because of the guaranteed bash, or with Chaos Knight right now, it's the guaranteed crit. So they switch that around. They're going to have Zai up here in this top lane. Nisha's probably going to have a better time farming bottom against the Lifestealer, who obviously they can't really go on this Phantom Lancer. You can just doppelganger away whenever he gets open wounded. So.
Yeah, you just saw ILTW just trying to get a little aggressive underneath the tower. Zai, oh, he's actually not going to be hitting that torrent, so Seb does not feel the desire to keep chasing on. But yeah, we did see Lifesteal just trying to push underneath the tower and look at the PL, but that's all he can really do in the lane. So that doesn't function too nicely for him. How do you like the mid lane matchup? Normally, Monkey King's melee on melee kind of favors the Monkey King. How does it work against this Ember Spirit, especially with the small changes to his sleight of fist? Mid one can be a little bit more maneuverable against Thompson.
Yeah, you were talking about that. The sleight of fist, the change that happened. There's a lot
actually
more.
Got that, and then up top lane, Part B trying to stay alive with the brain set. We got just enough life to then die. Seb still able to get the last punch in. We were looking at the two right lanes, however, because at the same time, mid one then just got himself a solo kill over on Thompson, who was getting very aggressive in his face.
Yeah, you usually don't see this out of like a Monkey King spammer like Thompson, just kind of overestimating the power of him being able to get the Jingu Mastery stacks and outwin that man fight, but another kill on Zai.
Yeah, easy chain stuns when you think about it. Like, Oracle just sets you up for the crush. Seb's going to get 2 attacks in, and with the Enfeeble just slowing the attack speed down, it's almost like the counter to the Bash of the Deep, being able to get up those 4 charges nice and quick. But Seb still timed it nicely. Bottom lane, Lifestealer in a lot of trouble, actually going to get picked up by Yapzor and thrown down. He is just kind of caught out, doesn't level Rage, went 2 points in the Feast instead.
The last patch did buff up the Phantom Rush, so he's even stronger in the initial laning phase. You could see they're just tearing this lane up.
Nortel walked back into the lane, so underneath Yapzor and Nisha was very happy just to Phantom Rush him down and find the kill.
Yeah, this is definitely not the start that OG wants.
And it just continues with Seb to die up on the top lane. There's a heavy amount of range damage you get from that Tidebringer level 2 and the Brain Sap level 2. So when you think you've got a lot of life, you really do not.
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot that Oracle can do to protect against that. You've got pure damage, a lot of physical damage burst. Unfortunately, even if he did have the levels in Fate's Edict, he can't protect much.
Topson's revenge. Oh, mid-1, slider fists it, 10 HP. Topson was ready for the swing, but it just doesn't work for him.
Honestly, this is fine, though. This is before the Ember Spirit has his level 6, so he's still going to have to go back to base and TP in. Sometimes just being able to wound someone enough that they have to go back to the fountain can still win you that laning phase. You're seeing a lot lately that same goes with this offlane scenario.
They're starting again over on Puppey, but Puppey played it nicely. He put the Enfeeble over on Slaughter so he couldn't get these chain attacks, even though Seb was waiting on that 4th attack of Bash to the Deep just to keep hitting into the Bane. Maybe they have enough, forcing an extra TP support to come to the top lane, and this mid one, they've dragged in the mid laner of Team Secret, and YapzOr around the back. 4 players from Team Secret all move over. They'll get the kill on Jirax. Seb doesn't have a TP, so he's kind of caught on the wrong side of the tracks. Looking to play around with mid one. Dangerous thing to do when the 5-minute bounty runes were just contested, and Rubik looking for the body block, couldn't get it, doesn't have telekinesis, so Seb will get away.
I love watching mid-1 play in this current patch with the prevalence of the 5-minute bounty runes. A lot of mids are doing this, that they rotate out of their lane, they go and try and get a kill in the side lanes and also secure the bounties. It's a great kind of 1-2 punch. Mid-1, I feel, is the one who's leading the way on this. I feel like every single time I'm watching a Secret game, he is always willing to rotate out of his lane nice and early, help his team secure those side lanes, help his team secure those 5-minute bounty runes, and you can tell, like, it always just allows Secret, even if the laning phase a little rocky at first, like, it just turns around on like one of those kills on a side lane core, and then you get the 5-minute bounties as well.
Yeah, they always find these attacks when you've got the objective behind it too. Like, it's Team Secret's, I wouldn't say key to success, you can leave that for the Pound to argue about. Mid-1, looking to get a lot of farm out, and YapzOr's gonna have to protect him. This Invis Oracle tried to come up and cause some problems. Topson's also done the rotation in, so underneath the shrine that just got popped from mid-1, he'll Searing Chains and try and keep Topson away, but they're calling out the stack already. They need this extra farm to get into the Monkey King. If PL's gonna be an item in front, a stack like this will allow Topson to really keep up with them. And he is now number 1 the net worth thanks to that stack. Hilarious enough, second on the net worth is actually the Kunkka. Zai has had a terrific time on top lane.
Yeah, he's done very well for himself. It's one of those rare times the Enfeeble change from attack damage to attack speed, like 90% of the time, you were like, damn it, I would much rather be able to take away someone's attack damage, but this is one of those rare scenarios where the attack speed actually works out much more to your favor, as you were saying with the Bash and the Deep stacks.
Yep. And that's where Seb just has to rely on everything, like rely on Slither and Crush once again. And that doesn't feel natural to say. No-Tail's moved to the top lane. Jirax is going to come with him too. While YapzOr's wrapping around on bottom lane, they won't have a crack at the lifestealer. He just rage TP's out. The damage is almost enough to get the kill. He didn't even TP all the way back to base. He TP'd to the tier 3 tower. That's how fast he can move his fingers. Topson has to go into Mischief. The slap down gets a stun, a little bit of extra lifesteal, but nope. It's still the kill for Zai, who claims him.
That's super important because of all the space that mid-1 was buying, right? He needed to be able to get a kill on Topson, who was so far ahead of him. Good job by Puppey once again. Like, these rotations of these cores will open up a lane for a support to be able to get solo experience. Most of the time, it's going to be mid. You see this a lot with mid-1 rotating around. They'll plant one of their supports to be able to get level 6 in that mid lane. It's very common in this current meta where the mid laners oftentimes have to have an earlier impact on the side lanes than you've seen in the past with Dota.
It's just kind of funny to watch, like, both the supports of OG rotate towards the top lane, but then as Topson underneath the tier 1 tower, playing around with 2 heroes, getting aggressive. It's like, he's going again. Like, he's underneath the tier 1 tower. Mid-1 put a defensive spirit up on the hill, so Topson can't easily chase it. But he's waiting for the 4th stack, and then he's not even going to wait for the 4th. Lets the 3rd click, and then just jumps away. That's why Topson, wow, okay, wow. He's going in real deep. Double TPs, Searing Chains. Topson needs to get himself away from this. Even with the phase boost, it won't be enough speed, or will it? Slider Fist is back off cooldown, but the Searing Chains is not in 4 seconds. He'll have it. No. Topson, what happened? He got attacked. The Flame Guard, he didn't jump up. Puppey, YapzOr and mid-1, all chasing down Topson. Boundless strike in 6 seconds. He wants to jump away, but the only thing that gives him elevation is going to be YapzOr's pickup with the telekinesis. Meanwhile, up on top lane, Zai being attacked by 3. He's worth a hell of a lot, but they've still got to get through him. Double braces is hard work. Another crush. Is there more damage? They'll dodge the torrent. Here comes the Illuminate Blast. Nortel will claim the kill.
I just want to point out, yes, Zai died, but he did make the read that Zeb was going to try and dodge his torrent, so he placed it kind of behind him where he thought Zeb would actually dodge into the torrent. It was pretty smart, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to actually save his life. Secret's still up a decent chunk of net worth right now in this current meta. I don't know, Toby, if you've been watching some of the games lately, but it just feels like this patch, 721 and even 721B, the laning phase is so important. The team that walks away with a 2 or 3K advantage, they just naturally build on it. The combination of stat items, the earlier Midases that's going to happen as a result, and then, you know, these offlaners that pick up these team fight items, it's just all snowballs together where a team that has a laning phase advantage feels like they have like a 70% chance to win the game from there.
That's why you look for your comeback mechanics. Slaughter, or look to do the same thing. Up on top, the jump down, trying to stop Bane from getting into it. Thompson, nice mischief, trying to dodge the attacks in from Puppey, but this slow attack on Thompson, he just can't get his 4 stacks over on Puppey. Seb will crush him down once again, so maybe the Bane, yeah, he will die. But Team Secret, it just seems like such an effort from OG to find the kill. Nisha is attacking on bottom lane, going under the tier 1 tower, looking to chase down Notel. ILTV can at least slow him down with the open wounds into relative safety under the tier 1.
Nisha, I think, was just hoping to be able to force No-Tail into using his ultimate at least, but No-Tail was kind of patient, knew he would survive. Nice catch with the torrent. Zai's gonna get a lot of damage in here.
He does with a Tidebringer, but it's not enough to get the kill onto Thompson. They put down the Will-O-Wisp, dragging back Kunky, who was just in the edge with the blinding light. He'll be pushed back into it as well. Now pick it off as there's 3 players from Team Secret looking to push with this catapult wave.
Secret just always willing to move their course around. Think about how many times Zai has moved into this mid lane, mid one, moving up to top.
Oh, Puppey, he's got Fiend's Grip available, but it's Zai who's the isolated one. That's who the lifesteal is moving towards, but then Bane just jumps into the backlines, kills off Thompson. Is core for core at the moment? It will be, yep, mid one, maybe in a little bit more trouble as Jirax has a small hold and then nukes him down. Puppey's on the run as well in Team Secret. You brought a large amount of players to this fight, but that may mean a large amount of casualties as Bane, you can brain sap, you can enfeeble, you can try and slow down the attacks of OG, but when they got 4 players there, they eventually, through war of attrition, get through Team Secret.
They were doing a really good job creating a lot of space. They didn't have to worry about rotating down to that bottom lane too much because they got the laning phase matchup, the Phantom Lancer versus the Lifestealer. So they're just roaming between top and mid. It generally just puts pressure on OG. They can't really focus on that bottom lane. And yes, it has been creating space for this Phantom Lancer to get top net worth, but a little bit too heavy casualties there for Secret, losing their Ember Spirit, who, you know, was already roaming around so much that he's not the highest in net worth.
I'm actually just loving that heat map. Just, yeah, PL, never leave the bottom lane, always continuously farm. Giving him a decent advantage even over Hand of Midas wielding Lifestealers. And we'll see just how the build goes from ILTW. Like how does he even approach this? Well, you got the Hand of Midas, you got injection money. The panel was saying you're looking towards the Radiance, but I'm also wondering, like, is there a stopgap? Is there another item he wants to go before he reaches that?
Yeah, phase boots. Sometimes you see like these phase boot drums build before you go for your big item. I'm not sure if that's necessary for this game though.
Mid one, initiation's finally coming in, but now goes mid one. Very defensive spirit, but this does isolate Zai as well as Puppey. Mid one's managed to move himself back towards the fight. Jirax has to use the false promise onto himself because YapzOr moved over, and YapzOr's ready to fight as well. He's got Purifying Flame, so maybe he can get a little bit more damage, but Notel, the ulti is already back up again. They're all walking towards the light, the dangerous place to, especially when Thompson gets a 3-man slapdown. 5 players all locked in that Will-O-Wisp. Zai will finally fall with the Illumina spam and the crush from Seb. He'll create enough space, and then
Stop
Zai
that
a second after for the Fiend's Grip from Puppey. They just come free. Thompson, he'll go down, and then moving forward, YapzOr ready to fight, but not enough mana to actually hold Jirax in position. And it won't matter when Jirax walks back into them and they've got mana again. Yep, goodbye.
Yeah, this is why you see that meta not too long ago of these mid-Kunkas building into Radiance, because they just last so long into a team fight, and you saw it there. OG took so long to be able to focus side down. A really sick play by Thompson where he managed to dodge the X there with the mischief, but it's, again, still wasn't enough. The combination of Enfeeble slowing down the attacks of the Slardars and the Monkey Kings not being able to get their stacks up, them taking so long to be able to bring down this tanky Kunkka, it just allows so much space for Nisha and Midwan to be able to come in, clean up. Not to mention, Toby, we're going to see it eventually. Have you been lifted up by a Rubik who has maxed out telekinesis and has maxed out arcane supremacy yet?
I have not, luckily.
Okay, it feels, I'll let you know, Toby. It feels like it lasts forever. You're just hovering in the air for a long time.
Does it feel like Shaman Shackle?
It kind of does, yes. It kind of feels like that. And then, Toby, it's going to get even worse when somebody gets enfeebled and they get telekinesis. You're just going to be up there for years.
All right, so never-ending control factors make for a very fun and non-boring game. Mid one, back far enough that Thompson's jump won't be able to attack him, but it will be Jirax in a little bit of trouble. Thompson going to go into the Wukong command, wants a little bit of extra help with the slapdown. It doesn't actually connect on anybody, and then he walked out of the ultimate, allowing Puppey to move forward. Ember Spirit's already jumped back to the defensive Spirit, and they don't want anything to do with this. OG needs to get the hell out of here. They've got no tier 1 tower to retreat out to. Instead, it's Seb just trapped. Maybe he's not that trapped. They jump in, looking for the hits over on top of Zai, and with the Will-O-Wisp, they hold him in position. Thompson, he's got the buff up, now moves attention over towards Puppey. He'll nightmare him up. They pick him back out of it, and the hit. It's a perfect slapdown. Puppey will fall. Yapsaw, will he actually follow? You know Thompson wants to find the kill, but TP support's coming in, and it's the big one. It's the Phantom Lancer, looking to find mid one. He actually doesn't get in. Yeah, he gets the root over on Thompson. That's enough to get himself a double kill now. Getting those back-to-back ones. Wants to get another one. Seb on the run up the hill. Where's the support? Notal can't do anything. He's got 10 stick charge, but not enough, well, any support to really do anything more. It's a straight back out now from OG. To be honest, I thought that was going to go worse for them. And that
honestly,
went pretty
Toby,
bad.
this is not the same Thompson of TI who was single-handedly moving around, like just owning games with his Monkey King. Think about the kind of start he had. He was like level 6 when Mid-1 was level 4 because of the rotation that Mid-1 made to, you know, win secret their side lanes and such. He was able to get ahead both in net worth and levels, but he wasn't able to utilize that to move farther ahead. He's actually been, you know, dying in some of these team fights. You know, a fight like that, he overextends himself, you know, thinking that he's going to be able to chase down Yapsor and such, gets caught, you know, what was initially an okay fight for OG turns bad. It's sad to see because I think part of the problem is that he doesn't really have a support to work with so much. Oracle is, yeah, he's a defensive hero. In the laning phase, he can be pretty offensive because of his heavy amount of nukes, but when it comes to moving around and getting these like jungle ganks and stuff, it's not a support that really enables you too much, and neither is Coddle. So he doesn't have somebody to work with so much. And
just a non-stop control, everything they got over on the life steal, but then again, maybe they popped too much Team Secret. They really wanted that kill, and this will allow Seb to move forward. Crush can be stolen. Yapsor wants to come in and spend a little bit more time holding the slider in position, allowing mid one just a spirit jump forward, but another Crush out. Jirax, the pop proper lifeline over on the side. A sleight of fist, the damage is half decent, but OG are back to their tier 1 tower. This is the first time we've seen Team Secret engage in, and they didn't get an instant kill. And in fact, they're wasting more time. Now Thompson's getting a little bit more space on bottom, and OG lose nothing of value.
A little bit, but I'm not even sure if OG is going to be able to maintain enough control to keep this tower alive. And when you lose that offlane tower, you start losing a little bit control of your offlane jungle, which has those critical ancient camps. You know, it's just overall a pretty
that's real nice
tower.
from Zai. He knew Thompson was going to try and farm up the wave, so he actually timed his torrent perfectly to connect onto Thompson, who's going to go into the Wukong command, begin his TP out, but that's not enough armor to survive. He'll end up falling.
Yeah, what'd you say after that team fight, Toby? It was like, oh, space for Thompson, he's getting some farm. Immediately dies after that. And it feels like that's been happening this entire game, that Thompson just, you know, keeps on dying in some of these engagements, looks for what he thinks is a pick-off, and Secret are actually more grouped up than he expects out of them. He just doesn't have a support to be able to work with in that regard, and I don't know, it's just a rough game for a Thompson Monkey King.
He's moving everywhere on the map to try and find his space, but I guess, is this what everyone's been talking about with OG? Is the analysis of what's the difference between not having Ana and having Ana? The fact that Ana and Thompson just seem to have this really great sync of nuke and control, and sometimes they both had this like crazy control with the cores. And what is a lifestealer? How's he meant to sync with the rest of OG?
I mean, I think it's also the snowballing nature and like the tankiness and such that is currently in the meta doesn't quite fit into what Thompson wants to be able to do with his Monkey King, where, you know, he's single-handedly going from mid and, you know, I see these rotations so many times. He goes deep into the enemy jungle, finds the carry that's farming up neutrals. Like, that's the Thompson that you expect to see who snowballs off these pickoffs. But here, against a Secret team that's playing, you know, a lot of 3 or 4, now full 5-man, he just doesn't have those opportunities.
You want to talk about tanky? You talk about also like, you can't even fight into this. Rubik's just finished a Lotus Orb by 18 minutes into the game. Like, we always expect Yapsor to have an insane amount of money whenever he gets his Rubik, but he's walking around with Rage level 4 and has this Lotus Orb. They can't stop Puppy. He'll get his ulti off, he'll be the enabler for mid one to be towards the front lines. Durex has already burned his false promise, just trying to stay alive underneath his own tier 3 tower when the tier 2 tower is still kicking.
Yeah, one of those big things is that like the Corrosive Haze, just being able to focus someone down, you've got the Lotus Orb to be able to counter that. So even OG is like one comeback of being able to get eventually a Blink Dagger for Seb. I'm guessing he's trying to finish up the Crimson Guard first, and, you know, which again is full meta right now. Don't focus on the initiation aspect. Just focus on the team fight. Focus on the team
high
fight
ground defense, right? Like, this is the only way OG delayed this game.
Yeah. It'll also help with that.
Maybe that's where we should start taking our mindset, unless they can find this kill over on Nisha. But already, Slither and Crush will not connect. Nisha just doppelgangers it off. And luckily, you'll get that back up again. The power of Chakra Magic, just reducing that cooldown time.
You know, we keep, like, we talked about the Enfeeble a couple times against the 2 heroes. It's really good. It's also good versus Lifestealer, right? It is technically dispellable, but it's not dispelled by going Magic Immune. As weird as that is. So Raging and BKBing doesn't actually get rid of Enfeeble. If there was some other dispel, you could actually get rid of it. So it's actually quite good for this Lifestealer against this. So this has actually been just a beautiful Bane pick.
It was the old school counter for Lifestealer,
yeah,
with the damage reduction. But yeah, maybe that's make Lifestealer more relevant and actually make it a strong dispel on the Rage.
Rough game at this point, because now Secret are just going to be able to control like more and more of the map. They've taken that offlane tower. They, you know, at some point we may see them smoke up, invade the offlane jungle, get some aggressive vision down. Once you get that kind of vision down, then Roche is really easy for you to be able to pick up. And, you know, you'll see OG coming when they try and defend against Roche as well. They don't have a great team for taking it.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would have been OG. Like, OG's idea of this game was they were supposed to be able to get like a 15, 18-minute Roche and be able to use that Aegis to build more of an advantage, take some of these towers.
Can they force it themselves? Like,
no, I mean, unless they somehow sneak it, or they, like, what's more likely is they get some sort of smoke team fight. They get the right kind of pickoff that allows them to threaten Roche.
Oh, Seb, don't farm that wave. There's one wave, way too many. They came under the cover of a smoke. He's got Observer and Sentry down, so he feels comfortable. And then TP out in the tree line. Spirit jump forward. He'll see him, and ooh! Searing Chains do not
He got Searing Chained.
Wait, he did, but back at base?
He was Searing Chained, but it was back in base. It was one of those classic frame perfect.
They're going to go for Zai. Right underneath the Wukong command. No TP support to arrive for this. And Zai's going to drop down on Willie. Yapsor, he has the False Promise. He stole False Promise, which is keeping Zai alive. Just has a little bit longer. There's still no TP support coming in. And they do not have the nukes available to... okay, no. Yeah, goodbye, Yapsor. And a stolen Wukong command. Sure, why not? But it's more style than anything else. Fiend's Grip. Monkey King, Thompson walked in, but the Will-O-Wisp is down, so Puppy, it's a double slap down, actually catching mid one in the back line, tries to slide a fist, dodge it, and it'll be ILTW who's now getting 2 kills. I feel like I'm watching an Alliance game. OG have now created and have now been able to achieve a large amount of space thanks to Team Secret.
Yeah, that was a weird domino effect, right? It's like the Kunkka's definitely picked off. Sure, we have this cute little, you know, false promise play, but you don't have any heals to back it up, so the Kunkka's still dead. Yapsor ends up dying as a result, and then you see this rotation from the other three members of Secret. They moved like they were almost going to fight into OG. It was only Puppy who ends up taking that fight by himself with just a Fiend's Grip. I don't know, it was a little awkward.
It's the dream, right, for OG, though. You just finished Radiance. You wanted to have that fight. The only thing they didn't get was Roshan.
Yeah, you've got a nice little peek now. You've got a power spike in your lineup. If you could finish up that Blink Dagger for Seb, unfortunately he's just a bit behind in net worth, but once he does get that Blink Dagger, they'll have like a really sick, if they can actually get it, Blink, crush onto the PL, you know, put that Corrosive Haze on him. They'll just be able to burst either the Ember Spirit or the PL down very quickly. but they need that Blink Dagger really badly.
Oh, they're smoking. They're looking for an opportunity. Poppy's coming in underneath an Observer Ward. He planted down his own Observer Ward a little bit further to the north. But Nisha's in the neighborhood as well, so jump forward. He doppelgangers in, but they really want to kill off Puppy. They have got target number 1 as the counter to Team Secret, and they're taking some time to do it. Finally, it will be able to happen, but Nisha, Mid-1, and Zai all running into the back lines. They're focusing on G-Rex. He'll false promise. It'll take him some time to finish off the kill. Instead, it's going to be a 3-man stun thanks to the boat. But OG, they're back out. The stun Thompson will finally commit the Wukong's command, but he dies instantly after, thanks to Mid-1 jumping forward. But it's ILTW who's doing so much work on this Lifestealer. Team Secret aren't trying to kite him. They just walk straight up to him and allowed the Lifestealer to punch in another control. Nisha goes down. He had 2 seconds on his doppelganger, dead for 60 seconds on this Phantom Lancer. They cannot keep the chase going, however. Zai will walk back underneath the tier 2 tower, but the ping quickly comes onto Roshan.
And that's the danger of these power spikes, right? It doesn't matter how well Secret played that fight, how well Zai played it, in particular with that 3-man boat that he actually managed to land. It didn't matter because, honestly, OG with that Radiance timing, they're just very strong right now. It's tough to win a team fight, and this is the dream. OG, not going to get, like, the fastest Roshan in the world, but still 25 minutes. They'll be able to parlay this Aegis into taking, hopefully a couple tier 2s.
Observe Wall was planted down by Notal. He's getting Fiend's Grip up already. They have to come out and try and fight him. They need that Will-O-Wisp to help out, but that's why the jump down and the Will-O-Wisp combining with a slap from Thompson and the Illuminate. Team Secret, a large amount of damage early on. They're underneath the Radiance Burn too, so Team Secret back underneath their own shrine. They'll feel more confident here, but maybe they don't. They're walking back off it. Puppy completely isolated, down for 32 without buyback available. They'll even claim the 25-minute bounty runes for this effort from OG and then back into Roshan.
Secret, how long until that Coco's Rum for Kunkka? 15 seconds? I don't think they can fight without that. Like, they can fight without the Bane, maybe, but they have to have that big team fight from the Kunkka, so they're going to have to give up this Aegis.
They're keeping close tabs on Mid-1, but yeah, Team Secret have no desire to try and contest this. In fact, OG are leaving ILTW inside the pit to finish Roshan, and we're already trying to hunt the Ember. But it won't happen. Nisha pushes to bottom, and more space gets created.
Have you seen this build from Thompson?
What do we got? We got Echo as well as the Maelstrom.
Yeah. Interesting little swerve, right? You don't see a whole lot of Maelstroms on Monkey Kings. He picks this up, being against a Phantom Lancer, obviously. It's a very nice item.
Is it also like that way to do like almost recovery farm or the ability to keep up?
A little bit, yeah, sure. It's definitely a farming item of sorts, but I think it will actually have a very large impact in your team fight. If you can get on top of the Phantom Lancer, you have your Wukong's command out, you're just getting lots of lightning procs everywhere. See Thompson. This is, again, not the normal game for him, where he's usually able to be so dominant mover on the map. You see how many times he's died in this game.
Yeah, it's all the death marks. It's eight deaths in total. He's gone 3-8-7. It is not what Monkey King wants, but at the same time, like, does it feel like Team Secret now don't have the ability just to break OG's will? Instead, it's going to be OG jumping in. Thompson just straight at the Wukong's command. He wants Nisha, and he's having a hard time getting out of the command. ILTW just stays right on the back of him, and it's now a 6-1-5 Lifestealer, who's the one who's just having the time of his life. Seb's got the Blink Dagger you were requesting. Mid-1. Claw locked in for a moment. He's slider fisting just to try and buy a little bit more time. Seb jumps up. Thompson, he's just, oh wow, the play. Mid-1 into the trees. No way to disjoint the follow, and now Seb can finally get the crush off. They'll catch Mid-1 in the trees. It was spiritless, and they will find the kill. And Team Secret very much on the back foot. It's OG. Is this now actually old school OG? Hey, we're behind in the early game, but it doesn't matter. We hit that 20-minute mark and things go right.
I mean, this is definitely their time where they're supposed to be dominant. So I'm not going to get my hopes too far up that OG's just going to easily clean out this game. Secret definitely have a lot of game left still in them. There's still plenty of towers to go, you know?
Yep.
So, but it's definitely looking great for OG.
Hey,
this is a great recovery. They still got 2.5 minutes on the Aegis. I love the way that they just spread out real quickly. They're trying to keep all the lanes pushed in. Then they can go back to 5-manning once the cores of Ember Spirit and Phantom Lancer are still up. That's how you impede their progress.
Seb's in trouble. Yapsor's just been playing with him for the moment, but Seb, okay, they will put the Will-O-Wisp down. Seb will get a little bit of extra time to get the crush off. That's what they're trying to buy time for, and then in comes Thompson. A perfect jump, combining with a blinding light and the radius. It's difficult to get any kind of damage, and Mid-1 into the back lines. He wants it with a false promise from Jirax. Nice. It cancels it off, so mid one knows he can't get anything more. But back to the rest of the team. Zai's gone down. Thompson will be the trade-off. But ILTW, he gets the big one. Phantom lands it down for the count. That count can be reset. Buyback is available, but Seb stays on the aggression. Wants mid one, but he will not claim him.
I mean, Secret, they just seem convinced that they can go back into these fights. Like, we lost the last one, but this one we're going to be able to take. This time around, hey, we're starting with this pickoff and this Slardar. Everyone TP to the shrine. We're going to get it. But the thing is that OG had already planned that out, right? I was saying they split up real quickly. Hey, these cores are dead. Split up. We're going to push in all the lanes. And as soon as the cores are coming back up from Secret, they're already moving across the map. They're already trying to group up together because they know that Secret can't take the 5-on-5 against them. So as long as they don't let these pickoffs happen, then they're good to go.
So how does Team Secret change the tempo? Because at the moment it looks like OG's claiming everything. They want the Secrets playing into their hands. So Secret turn this into a split push game with the PL and Ember.
Yeah, I think they just need a little bit more time for this Phantom Lancer to get that heart, right? Like once he has that big upgrade in HP, this AoE damage that comes out for the Radiance, that comes down for the Maelstrom, it's going to be a lot less impactful on the PL. You're more likely to be able to see him survive through that initial burst as well, be able to get off his doppelganger.
Oh, the jump forward. They thought they're chasing after Yapsaw, but they'll get Puppey instead underneath his own shrine. Nietzsche jumps forward looking for Notel. Glimmercape will protect him for the moment. And ILTW, after Zai, trying to force him back too. F's has just been a full-on split. Still a 1-for-1 trade-off. This Jirax does go down to Nisha. Maybe a little bit more as a little isolated is going to be that lifestealer. Seb wants to help him out. A blink crush forward, controlling up Zion Thompson with a Wukong. Jumps down from the trees. The Absol wants to throw him back out of it. Looking to cancel off the Wukong command. It will matter because now Nisha feels more confident just to run in there. But now no doppelganger available for 3 seconds time. If they can find the kill with the Phantom Rush, buys him time all the way back to Seb the Will-O-Wisp, but a doppelganger away into safety. Nisha on 60 HP. He'll survive through this beautiful play, but will it be enough? It's a slept up lifestealer. Seb will also catch the torrent. Yapsaw wants to hold him at the tier 3 towers, combining with the Fiend's Grip of Puppey, but no, you've got Oracle. He knew it was coming. That's why he's the Oracle, saving his core.
Yeah, but look what's happening in mid. You already have this mid 1 Ember Spirit. He's cutting the waves. Like, this is what he needs to be able to do. Secret, like, in order to win straight up fights, they have to like kind of draw them out. They have to bait out like Rage. They have to be able to burn out some of the mana of these heroes.
Oh, Seb, not where he wanted to be. Picked up, thrown back down again into the torrent of Zai. He's got a lot of movement speed thanks to being on water, but X marks spot's going to pull him straight back, and in fact they've already found the kill on from Puppey.
Pick off like that. That'll definitely give Secret a lot more time. Secret just need to be able to do this combination of split pushing with their Ember Spirit and Phantom Lancer, but still being able to like put a little bit of pressure on OG to take certain fights, like the way that they tried to do it. You know, the Phantom Lancer gets to the back line, just blows up this Oracle. They try and burn away that Lifestealer's mana. Unfortunately, part of the problem with that last fight was always going to be like the Aegis was still up on the Lifestealer. BKB now finished for the Ember Spirit will give him a lot more clearance to aggressively shove in waves.
You got the same over on Thompson, finish his own BKB. A lot more difficult for Team Secret to control him now. But you already see Team Secret making that move into that northern side of the Radiant jungle. Getting Observer Wards down. Roshan's still a minute 40 away, but they can't allow OG to have an Aegis the Immortal.
Aghanim Scepter being built for the Rubik. Mjolnir being completed. It's always like one of the biggest things is itemization when you're the last pick Phantom Lancer. This has happened so many times in so many different metas, is that you're like, well, shit, we don't have a great answer for him, but our best answer is always going to be itemization. You know, these melee cores that don't have natural cleaving mechanisms, they pick up these Mjolnirs and Radiances and stuff like that. And OG, I mean, they're doing a great job. Like, I can't believe they bounced back as well as they did from Secret. When I see an advantage like that, 6,000, especially when you have a Phantom Lancer who I feel is kind of like, is going to be the biggest core at some point in time in this game, then I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn, Secret is going to handle this game. But they bounced back really well from OG. They're continuing to control the game well. Again, I really want to mention the fact that of how the way that they played 5-man when they needed to, they made sure not to get into situations where cores are being picked off too often. They are losing a bit of their map control now as, you know, again, Secret with such strong split pushers and Phantom Lancer and Ember Spirit.
PL and Ember could do so much, and ganking them appears to be almost impossible as well because they're so maneuverable.
Yeah,
but
it's going to be one of those games. It's like playing against a Tinker where you just like are always trying to chase that one hero. Once you do pick him off, great. Then the game will very quickly transition into you hitting a high ground and forcing a buyback, and then you've got an actual win condition. But this is going to be kind of the slog that you go through as a team when you're matched up against a team that's split pushing you.
I love this from Team Secret. Like, we're talking about OG looking for this pick off, and Secret are like, okay, we're going to dangle. We're going to dangle mid one in front of you and see if we can get a nibble.
Yeah, you start establishing patterns, right? It's like, oh, they're just running around trying to catch these heroes. What happens when we smoke up behind one of these heroes, right? They're going to be a little split maybe. They're playing a little sloppy. They're not moving around the map together as much as they were because they're just trying to catch someone. That's maybe where we catch them with their pants down. Maybe that's where we catch them in a 3 versus 5 scenario.
Oh, they're really going in. That blink crush and damage. It will be enough to get through Puppey. Not exactly the target they were looking for. But they can come back, and with the Sentry Ward, they've already de-warded the Observer and Sentry of Secret that allowed them to understand that OG were right behind them.
Yeah, this is just more time. Phantom Lancer, who's now building into a Scotty, another big stat item to follow that heart.
Is this still going to be enough? Like Monkey King is still insanely strong.
That in the level 25, yes, I do think it will. But there is also a very important level 25 talent for the Slardar. Corrosive Haze becoming undispellable will actually be really good to be able to keep track of this Phantom Lancer no matter how much he's doppelgangering. But generally, the Slardar Lifestealer duo, like, their peak is going to be about this point where you've got the level 3 Corrosive Haze soon. You've got this evasion, this natural evasion talent for the Lifestealer. So it feels like he's impossible to focus down. He's still doing a lot of, just general damage, AoE from Radiance and Mjolnir procs.
It's huge fight time. OG have started up Roshan. Team Secret want to try and contest this, and they're smoked up. They'll move around the back. Their Observer Ward already saw a hell of a lot, but Roshan's dying very quickly. 4k life, mid one. We'll have to slide a fist to get a little bit of information, able to get the Searing Chains, and the Torrent connects on Lifesteal and the Fiend's Grip. Even better, over on startup, but the 3-man stun from Thompson opens up the back, combining with the Wukong's command. Team Secret, they are caught on the stairwell. Zai can't get himself away. Yapsaw wants to help out, but 2core is dead, and they haven't even found the support. Finally, No-Town will die with the help of Yapsaw coming in. But Roshan goes the way of OG. Cheese onto Thompson. Aegis on ILTW, and they're looking to go straight down the mid. In fact, Thompson's already there. He gets a slap down onto the Rubik, side of Fist Searing Chains, buys a little bit more time. Remember, he's got the cheese. He wants to be aggressive, and that tree dance, he can go so fast, so fast.
I love the confidence that OG played that Roshan. Because if you looked at it from their vision, they didn't see 4 heroes. But it didn't matter. They saw the one hero that was important. They saw Phantom Lancer in bottom lane, and they kept track. They knew he didn't have a TP. So they were like, okay, if he's all the way at the opposite end of the map, we can take this Roshan very quickly. It doesn't even matter if there's 4 missing.
They're looking to jump, blink, crush. They get the amp up on Nisha. He's got Doppelganger available going after Jirax. The false promise will end up protecting him. Nisha really wants to find this kill, but Thompson arrives. 4 players from OG. Nisha, they couldn't kill him before. He's still got Mana Style available, and damn, he's so tanky. Through that heart, even with it available, finally they bring him down.
Secret immediately going into the pick-off scramble. So what happens, like, when one of your cores, your big cores, gets picked off and you know you can't take a team fight, you've got supports, cores, whoever they can are running down a lane as quick as possible, because the whole point at that point is your team is you're just trying to buy time for your core to come back alive, hoping he doesn't have to buy back to defend the base. So you're just trying to shove waves in as quick as possible. So Yapsor does that at mid one, still pushing in that top lane, but OG just relentless. They are just sticking together, running down heroes nonstop with this Slardar. Now they're going to be able to take the tier 2. Another pickoff like that, and we could be saying Raxes pretty easily.
Yep.
They're going to try and force that buyback now out of the Phantom Lancer. If that does happen, great.
They're all there. Pick him up, throw him down, Torrent. Remember, the Aegis model will protect the Lifestealer. Fiend's Grip from Puppey being committed very early in, and Seb able to get the double stun on both Puppey and Yapsor. They're staying in the back lines, looking for extra crushes. Can he actually hit one in towards mid one? It's just Lifestealer breaking free and walking it off. They couldn't get the buyback out from Phantom Lancer, however.
Yeah, that's a very important hold for OG. They even kept their tier 3 alive, so it's not even like OG can back off and just go and take shrines.
Yeah.
So really important that Secret were able to keep that.
And so they just take the last remaining outer tower on bottom lane OG. So Team Secret still not feeling trapped inside their base. But OG sitting on the edge of it. You know they kind of want to hunt, but what does Secret do now? They got to smoke over on Yapsor, so if they want to try and fight, they can come out and get it. But you're also rapidly approaching these 25s. What do you got on Lifestealer?
They're going to see this Coddle at top lane.
Oh, he walked in, Seb. Missed the crush timing, so Puppey doesn't die instantly, but it won't matter when Jirax is able to find the nuke. Thompson, a very early Wukong command, want to try and find his opening, but Seb finds it instead, triggers the BKB, goes after Yapsor, and Thompson straight to the backlines after Zai. He's got the 4-stack up already. Wutski beating into that Kunkka. 2 heroes down, both the supports of Seeker without buyback available, but they have to deal with the PL. Willow whispers down, Nisha will just doppelganger away. Thompson able to get the slap down, and they've got the control, but no, Mana Star. Nisha needs more time. He's trying to move through the tree lines, set up towards the edge. Doppelganger is now off cooldown, but he needs to jump up the hill and away. Mid-1 was there to help him out with the Searing Chase. They couldn't keep the chase going. Nisha barely survives, but survive he does.
They're going to get a bit of time to hit this tier 3, but sadly with that Phantom Lancer staying alive, what's going to happen is he's going to heal, and then he's going to start throwing illusions at these heroes and burning through the mana, and I'm not sure if OG's going to feel super comfortable going for the full outset of Rax.
They're also got to worry about this. They don't want to stick around too long. They've only got a minute left on that Aegis the Immortal. The cheese was already burnt.
But the way Seb plays, I love watching Seb play off-lane initiators, man. Like, he's fearless. Like, he really leads his team to take fights that are sometimes could be difficult. You know, he's just willing to go and dive into that high ground. And
I love that position from Zai. There's a couple of positions on the map that you can actually hide yourself inside of walls, and he was doing on the edge. So all I see is this slight corner of his shoulder, and that's all you get. And he has a sentry ward, so he knows there's no observe ward looking from up on the high ground. Difficult for OG to instantly know where he is to counter initiate, and puts him in a great position for a boat. There's actually another one on bot lane. You can actually put yourself inside the wall, entering the base. I'm sorry, it's a tech.
Going back for
it's a techie spot.
For Shadowblade. Is that why you know it, Toby?
It's actually
this is a techies thing.
Whatever gets you in range for Ether Lens Blast Off. That's actually why I know it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Blink Tagger for Yapsor. One of the things, if he could steal that Will-O-Wisp, they just need some extra team fight on the side of Secret.
If Yapsor would do it, it would be easy mid-1. There's catch up on top lane, but the Sleight of Fist lasted too long. Seb thought he was going to hit the right crush timing. But mid-1, very, very defensive spirit. Do you also like his Orchid build?
Yeah, Orchid.
Like, who's
into Bloodthorn.
Who's he actually looking for as a primary target? Like, is it to stop that save that keeps coming in from Oracle?
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely allow them to be able to hunt down these big team fighting supports, because it's so hard to just go on one of these cores when there's a Will-O-Wisp as well as a False Promise save. Like, both of these ultimates are great at being able to peel yourself off of a team fight where they're just trying to focus down one course. So if he can get to the back line, there's also maybe a situation where he managed to get the silence onto the Lifestealer to prevent a rage. They have to go for the Lincolns first. That is currently on the Lifestealer.
Hey, I'm loving this build from Monkey King, the last one. He's got a rapier queued up in this Monkey King. Rack up the damage. Maybe a little bit too over-aggressive, but it's the first game of ESL One Katowice. Sure, why not? We got OG.
We'll see whether or not he actually holds to it. You know, maybe it's one of those things where he just has it in his quick buy and he's talking to his team like, should I get a data list team, or what's
like,
going on?
Hey, Notal, do you agree with this, or do I just enter this and just ignore what you say? I'm just gonna do this.
Hey, we got the Doppelganger cooldown now. That level 25 talent is pretty crucial for Phantom Lancer.
That never.
Really curious to see if he actually does go for this Shadowblade.
Oh, slap down, coming towards the top lane, supports there. Yapsor very quick with a jump forward, buying space for Nisha. He can doppelganger again in 1 second time, exactly what he does. Thompson goes into the Wukong command very deep inside the base. He doesn't have a lot of room to move back for him. He's just standing on the edge of the line. Now he'll move back out of it, and Team Secret will feel confident to fight. They look towards the Lifestealer. He's orchided up. He can't rage, he can't fight just yet, but that's why they make him Disco Lifestealer. Beyond your effect just surrounds him, and Team Secret think twice about engaging. They're still inside their base, still feeling slightly comfortable.
Yeah, it feels like these two teams, they're like... OG definitely still has an advantage in the team fights, but Secret can win this, and the way that OG's going to win it is going to be able to, you know, fast burst down a hero where they get on top of somebody and they take him out. The way Secret's going to win it is playing off this high ground defense and like playing off of the Phantom Monster illusion, slowly burning through somebody, or being able to get a pick on one of those defensive supports that we were talking about that are so crucial. It's why OG is able to play so fiercely with like Seb and with Thompson there in that last one, where he just jumps for it because he knows Jerax has got his back if there's going to be 4 heroes running down the hill from Secret.
I love this confidence. This is the understanding from Nisha. He's going into this fight with the dust on him. He could have easily bought an ultimate orb as he walked past the secret shop. This could have had more stats on this level 25p. I was like, nope. I will be the reveal for the team. The rest of OG is just avoiding the fight. Roshan will respawn in 10 seconds time. It's a nice fast Roshan for them, and this feels like deja vu, Cap. Team Secret, they're hovering around the southeast side. Roshan can spawn up and just bounce in and claim him. If they look, but they have to look.
It's an 8-second rage too.
Global. Yeah, I know you want to see this, JJ. he never lets these globals go, and that's why they load it. That's why they load us orb to then send it back. So we've got another. This doesn't look as impressive though when it comes back.
It always sucks playing Ember Spirit against this Oracle, because what happens is you always have to jump to your defensive Spirit the moment he gets his Q on you, because you just go back to the spot you were at. You get locked down for even a second, then you know there's going to be some follow-up stunts that can catch you out.
All right, so Team Secret are fully aware that Roshan's going on, but they do not take the fight. They are backing out. They are not contesting in any way, shape, or form. As the Dire Observer Ward, OG weren't hiding it. They were walking around in front of the pit. So now, Aegis, Cheese, and you have the Refresher Shard, and they've given that one over to Thompson. We'll see
Seb almost has
if
the scythe. I love it when initiators go something like this, right?
The scythe?
Yeah. Because you already have, like, your entire job is just to be able to jump out, you know, find this Ember Spirit or find this Phantom Lancer.
Well, they need the controller for the PL. Like, anything to stop him from doppelgangering. Whoa! Yapsaw. Stolen rage just lets him get back out this one. ILTW already used his own rage. And they're looking for the crit. Looking for any kind of extra damage into the Life Sealer, and maybe they do find their opportunity. The hit down, Thompson saved by the false promise. Now going to go into the Wukong command as everyone tries to back up. Puppy slowed down, but Team Secret, they do get back into their base, but Seb, he's chasing after mid one further towards the north. It won't happen, however. In fact, they just turn around looking for their own fight. A double torrent, but then the IO is right on top of OG. They can fight inside the protection that it offers, not to mention that second Wukong command. Thanks to the Refresher Shard, but the one who's stranded on the wrong side of the tracks is Nisha, surrounded by 4 heroes of OG. He's got a little bit of support, and thanks to Doppelganger timing, he just keeps jumping away, and Yapsaw protecting him with that Lotus Orb. You've got the implication. Now they can finally take care of Puppy. He'll go down for the count, and Thompson, the protection, he actually tried to dodge it with the Mischief, turning the attack in towards Zai, who's got a little bit more distance. The side of Fist Searing Chains can't control enough, but it's buying more space for Nisha in the backline side, trying to get up the hill. He'll go down, buybacks available, instantly committed. They need to find this kill over on the Monkey King. He doesn't have the Aegis, the Immortal. They want to bring him down. Nisha's doing the work. This is just PL action while mid one supporting, casting from the back lines. Another great control. Do they have enough? Seb's about to fall as well. Here he goes. Thompson and Seb is down. And ILTW, the Life Stealer, he almost feels alone, but he's not. Jirax is still there with him, looking for any kind of control onto Zai. It's been a bloodbath. The Lotus Orb will send it back. Nisha, he wants to try and fight, won't find ILTW. And Jirax will just Shadow Blade himself away.
What a beast Jerax was for that fight, man. It all starts with them going on to Thompson, right? False promise. He got 2 different false promises on Thompson in that fight. It just lasted too long. I had to say, though, it was really impressive, that Secret, because think of how that fight initially started. They actually managed to get BKBs out. They managed to get Wukong's command out. Then the Refresher Shard was used. Another Wukong's command. You just see the problem with this Phantom Lancer. He's just always able to get out from underneath his damage. Part of the problem was with that last little bit of the fight is they just allowed Jerax to be able to do whatever he wanted in that back line. They weren't ever able to get to him. He gets that second false promise off. He also kills mid one, by the way. He managed to burst him down because mid one was limping away in that fight, managed to get the Purifying Flames to finish him off. And look at the itemization of what Jerax has. No wonder it's so hard to actually get to him, because he's got not just an Ether Lens, not just a Blink Dagger, he's got a Shadow Blade too.
And he went for the cast range. Didn't want the 120 gold per minute, went for the 150 cast range. Anything you can do to just increase that range of the Oracle.
Just hover over his false promise radius. It's his entire screen. He can play as far back as he wants to in these fights. And that's why Secret are having such a tough time.
He should just jump down. He's looking towards ILTW. Jirax is nearby. And they'll chase him up the hill. Just a quick little Fortune's End. Nothing to follow up with that one, but it's on bottom lane where Seb finds his own little target. Zai able to hit the bash. Support is rotating in from the Lifestealer. Beans good from Pumpy. Wants to create a little bit of space, but false promise. Once again, it's there, but the back line's mid one. He actually found No Tail. Sends him up and towards the air. Finds a little bit more space. Bane will go down, but this damage, not when he actually gets the Will-O-Wisp off. Team Secret, they're still caught inside of it. Thompson with a Wukong command. Mid one, he wants to back out this one. He's got Defensive Spirit, able to get up to the other side of the river. Commits heavily for it. They will get themselves away, and Team Secret in defense mode now.
And when you finally do, oh, we caught him. We caught the coddle. Oh no, there's going to be Jarek's bailing him out as well.
Yep.
They've got enough items. He's got the Eul Scepter to buy himself time. That Will-O-Wisp is so hard to deal with. And they're just running through their BKB charges. I believe mid one should be pretty low here. 7-second duration for the next one.
They're still having a hard time getting up high ground though. Like even when you got Aegis, Refresher Shards, it seems like Team Secret are always coming out to try and take the fight, to burn off any of these extras they're getting from Roshan before they can then breach the high ground. Like you got the Aegis and the Lifestealer. He's moving forward. You got the open wounds over on Zai. It's a good start of Fistarian Chains combining with Torrent Bow, and then Nisha just runs in. He wants to kill over on Slaughter, but no, of course not. Durax is already there with the false promise and the BKB from Seb. It's a low duration, but Team Secret, they're burning these timings down. That's very deep mid one, but that's why Defensive Spirits are available. Back inside the base, not allowing OG any comfort on the wall of Team Secret space.
We're going to have the full Son of Doom build coming out for the Ember Spirit soon. If he can actually get Nullifier as well as the Orchid, then now you've got defensive supports that by themselves won't be able to bail out with the Eul Scepter and such.
Team Secret so quickly looking for their own fight again. Right in the back of Seb and Thompson, but they don't find him. Nisha's doing the best he can to scout with what he's got.
Go back for the Blade Fury, Battle Fury for the Lifestealer, sure. I mean, they were having so much trouble getting real damage on the Phantom Lancer.
You don't want that, Seb. You really don't want that, Seb. He's jumping in.
Oh, no,
he won't be able to get the crush off. And Yamsor's so quick with the pickup and throwdown. They want the kill on mid one, but space was created. Even the Lotus Orb was protecting him. Yamsor, he's Team Secret's version of the Oracle in this game, but now Oracle on Yamsor. They jump forward, they get the slap down. Yamsor's done so much work, and now he's down for 80 seconds. This may be the opportunity that OG was looking for. If they find another pickoff, they will definitely go for it, but thanks to the PL illusions, Seb could not get any kind of extra movement forward.
Can just a support pickoff, though, allow OG to break the high ground? I don't think so, Toby. I think this Phantom Lancer is still too much.
It's a Yapsol Rubik. He's always considered a core.
That's true.
But it's still a hard ask.
He'll have a Booster Blade soon for Nisha, so he's going to have some really great control for when he's fighting the Lifestealer and Monkey King, but also when he goes to, you know, one of those supports, he spots him, he can Phantom Rush him down. Just try and chain him down real quickly.
Mid one's just shy of the money to pick up that Nullifier, but he'll have to commit his buyback money if he wants it. In the meantime, it's just push out the side lanes as much as you possibly can. Force OG to defend in some way.
I mean, the best part is for OG is that they still hold so much map control. Like, it's very hard for a Secret to actually get outside of their own base. They can still just chill out. Yes, there's going to be some item progression on Secret that's going to be a bit concerning, but you can wait it out for the next Roshan. You can get another Refresher Shard for yourself.
Yeah, well, you got 40 seconds or so. Damn, Octa read on Durax, sure. Mid, a good initiation out. Will it be enough? The Fiend's Grip's there. Ember Spirit is already down. He's been very happy he didn't spend that money. But with the death of Bane, defense must come. But how fast? Fortification, buying a little bit more time, keeping the racks alive. Yapsor will try and do as much work, but Lifestealer, he wants to commit. He wants his Ember to force the buyback. It'll mean so much in the next team fight if Ember can't just respawn in. So they let the mid-melee racks go, tossing everything else they've got, but the jump forward Seb. He's looking for the kill over on Rubik. They can't afford to die in mid one. He has no other choice. He has to come into this fight underneath the Wukong command of Thompson and the Will-O-Wisp. Nisha's in trouble. He'll jump up, but he's still in range of the IO ball, and he's pushed around. Another doppelganger, it won't work. He'll go down. Mid one's BKB will allow him a little bit of protection with the the PL buying back. They need to find some kills. They need to make this worth it in some way, shape, or form, because OG, they're continuing the rampage. Forward, in towards the Conquer, the slap down. It connects on the mid one, the backlines, and Seb's already there, but the Searing Chains will not allow him to get the crush off. That was on cooldown anyway. 2 minutes dead for Zai. That was a dieback from him. And the tier 3 towers will fall on top. OG, finally they found the opening that they were looking for against Team Secret to take that top lane of Rags. And in fact, Seb just goes for more kills. Mid one jumps forward underneath the tier 4 towers. Team Secret, they have not enough players to feel comfortable enough here, not even inside their own base, and not even with Nisha, who are level 25 PL, trying to get into the back lines of OG, but it won't work. They're losing too many players. They're all gone. It's GG. OG take game 1 of this 2-game series to kick off ESL One Katowice.
God, that was such a sick game to open up this tournament, man. OG, I mean, it felt like they were just running around trying to get these pickouts, and finally they get the really big one, that scythe from Seb. I mean, how many times? This is just such an incredible story from this guy to go from like basically washed up player into the coach position. You think you're never gonna see him again, comes back as a player like, oh, that's kind of cool. Seb wins TI, and it's off of performances like that. It's off of his, like, he is so good at just being able to find those initiations, and they finally got the one that they needed to be able to break the back of Secret, that pickoff onto the Ember Spirit in mid lane.
Careful, Cap. If you keep talking like this, people are going to say Seb is massively overrated. He did brilliantly, but OG, they also got the opportunity, right?
Yes.
They got the opportunity. Team Secret gave them those 3 kills that OG then capitalized on. So I'm wondering, if you're OG in their mindset right now, do you feel the confidence? Like OG struggling to reach a major, but you just took down the champions of the last major.
Of course you're feeling that confidence. Have you not seen those pep talks that Seb gives? Dude, I'm sure OG's feeling themselves for sure, especially since it was a bit of a rocky start. 6,000 net worth lead for Secret, but they managed to pull that back. Beautiful itemization that allowed them to go that late against this Phantom Lancer. I think OG, man, they're going to be feeling very good, very confident taking game 2.
Oh, they're confident, but can lightning strike twice? Game 1 looks very good for OG. Can't wait to see game 2.
Yeah, I'm with you. What a start to ESL One Katowice. We kind of, I hoped anyway. I know Kyle was he was a downer, wasn't he, on this one? I thought this could be a fun series. Turns out it was a fun series. At least we've had one good game in the series. Best of 2, Kyle. That was a statement from OG in game 1.
Yeah.
Here to win.
For sure. I mean, everyone's here to win, I would hope. But I think OG are probably some of the most, they have most to prove in comparison to any of the other teams you'd consider a favorite.
Absolutely.
There's been a bit of true sight coming through in that.
Oh, God, you did that, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I did go there.
I'm sorry. You're not going to make anybody forget about Dumbledore. you're done after that, Paul.
Yeah, no, I'm all over it. It's fine. It's all good. I mean, impressive, but did you feel like Secret didn't perhaps execute as well as we hoped them to do in that
I think Secret might have been half a step slow at a couple points in that game that you can point to, but I think how many times you go all the way back to TI and then you look at this game, how many times have we said, well, it's all on Sub? And he delivered in this game. I thought he was brilliant.
Wasn't flawless either, because there were a couple.
No,
I mean,
it never is.
You and I were speaking about a moment where it looked like it could have been an amazing bait. It could be an amazing bait. He might claim it would be, but it also looked like he might have been out of position a little bit. But it was fine.
Worked out.
Yeah.
I think that OG as a squad, they break the meta, and that's when they look good. They go from middling tier 2. Everyone's like, oh, these guys they're not good. But then they find out something.
Find a way of breaking the game.
And they abuse these mechanics.
Yeah, and the 2 I point to in that game were damage amplification. You know, we're talking with Nahaz backstage about how you pick Slardar just because it gives you that ultimate win condition, especially buys a Hex. Like, you're always able to kill a target, no problem. And they also abused Lifestealer, who I can't believe wasn't nerfed harder. I had to reread the notes. That hero's best carry in the patch, and you combo it with the cleanse mechanic behind him, the Oracle. How do you kill Lifestealer in this game, ever?
I mean, that late game, he's what, 8 second?
8 second BKB on a 16
second cooldown, and he's stealing life all over the map.
Yeah.
It's invincible.
He actually, I don't know how Secret kills him, because to kill Lifestealer, you had to kill Jarax.
And you're going to have to commit everything on that one.
And it felt like they had mobility, but they never quite were able to get far enough into the fight.
That's what goes into the context of why you don't need a ton of initiation on the side of OG in this kind of game, because you're going to put Lifestealer in between you and your enemies. You know Secret's going to be more mobile. You know they're going to be able to out-skirmish you. You have to just play around a tank.
Yeah,
you know?
but I thought the thing is, Seb was tremendously active. There were some mistakes, fine, but he was tremendously active around the map in the early game. He's in on 13 of their first 17 kills. He made that decision. We were talking about is he able to make plays before the blink, and he makes a decision in this game to get the Crimson Guard first. And that Crimson Guard comes online in the early 20s, and they're able to to convert that big fight at 24 minutes in the Radiant jungle off the back of that, and it really felt like he solidified his presence in the game from there.
And because you just can't really rush blink anymore, because kills are already not very value. So now you put a lot of it. You need to find kills with this blink. It doesn't help you farm. It doesn't increase your stats. If you are not using it to abuse a positional initiation advantage, it is a worthless waste of gold. So when you buy raw stats now, you're still going to get your spells off because Secret's going to be initiating onto you, except now you actually have utility. You're tanky. You can increase your team survivability. It's just it's a safer bet.
No, I agree with, but I would just put it a little differently. I would say that kills, the value of kills is just so highly contextual. It matters if you get kills in position to convert objectives, and putting off the blink makes it so that when you are getting those kills, you have the material online to then be able to convert off of the objectives off of
I would also argue it's about maintaining presence around the map, and that gives you enough regen to then stay on map. Whereas if you're playing like some Blink Slardar, you go down to half HP and there's no Shrine active, you went phase, not Tranquils. Very uncomfortable, and you get these kills to control the map, to control the creep waves and a bit of the jungle, and then you just continue. You're just there, like you're always on map, you're always killing creeps, and if heroes try and mess with you, they can become a target.
And this is why I was so impressed with the Slardar, right? This is a hell of a trick to pull when your two supports are Coddle and Oracle. These are not supports that are going to be roaming around the map necessarily hunting people. That they had so much invested in that Slardar to be a part of most viable kill combos that you could see them putting up. And that's why I thought Seb being, not necessarily playing each fight flawlessly, but being in the right places around the map to put pressure where they needed to.
Did you... Easy to say afterwards, and Captain Hindsight back again here, but could Secret have played that early game better? Could they have been further ahead than they were?
Their lanes could have gone better. And you look at...
Could they, though? Are you sure about that? Like, when you look at... I mean, they had a horrible disadvantage mid.
They actually, I mean, when you look at the kill count, it was like 9-2 at a point.
Yeah.
They were making better rotations. We were kind of in awe, like mid one, even though he's getting crushed in this lane. A lot of, an NA pub Ember Spirit is going to die 3 times mid and start walking down the lane,
just
feeding.
Destroying items.
Because it's just like, I can't do anything. Whereas mid one, he's rotating, like TPing for kills around the 5-minute bounty runes, staying active on the map. So even though he's heavily outlaned, he was actually ahead of Thompson in net worth.
And we've seen that a number of times from him in the last 6-9 months, I feel like. He's gone to another level, isn't he?
Yep. He's just one of the, I think he could be the best player in the world at the moment, but he's definitely the most creative. Like, even his team, like mid one does some baffling things.
Yeah,
scrims and matches.
I was going to say there's some item choices that become a little bit like, what's that?
Sometimes, like I was talking with Moomiander the other day. We were just talking about like the difference between like real talent and fake talent. Where mid one was playing this game in SEA. He first picked TA, right? And he's going up against like Abed's Huskar and someone else that picked PL, right? And a bad TA player is just going to go, or not even bad, like a standard pub player, Blink Deso, whatever, standard items. He went like no Blink, Sanjanyasha, Mjolnir, Butterfly, and somehow won the game. So he's always thinking, he's always playing this game of Dota. He's not playing what he thinks it should be. He's not cookie cutting. It's just,
he's not following
how do I win this
He's
game?
not following what anyone else does.
But I think,
deciding himself.
I think that's true of a lot of players. There are a lot of good players out there, maybe not that good. But I think the other ingredient in that saucy mix is trust. Is the team has the trust in him that even if he's going this wacky item build, even if he's not doing well in his lane, even if he's effing off to the jungle at 3 minutes, that he's going to be strong when they need him to be strong to have a chance to win the game.
Great point. Thank you very much, gents. We're going to take a break here in Katowice. If you're just joining us, you've missed one hell of a start. First game has gone to OG. This is a best of 2 though, so we'll be after the break back with Team Secret to try and get a point on the board. We'll see you shortly.